Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much. I have gotten more attention in the last 24 hours than I've ever gotten in my life, and I appreciate it, I think. I don't know if I really want it to be this popular, but it is what it is. We're getting what we get. So, last night there was an impeachment, and our president was impeached. We're going to talk about that in just a minute, so you guys hang on for just a second.
You heard a while, but that's just what people do. The theory is you always find somebody new. I guess there was a time I believe that was true, but now...
Before I get started, there's a couple things I want to say. Number one, you notice I shortened my intro. Yes, I did. Hey, I hear you. I hear you. I don't answer every message, but I read a lot of them, and I do hear you. And when it's a legitimate concern, I try and address it. I hope my 14-second intro is not too much still, because I have to put certain things in it, and that's all I can do. Secondly, I apologize for my microphone. Yes, it's a piece of crap, and if any of you want to send me a microphone that is not a piece of crap, feel free. But it's Christmas time, I'm broke, and my family, I have 5 daughters. Dude, I can't be spending money on a YouTube channel. You get what you got. I can't help you. But if you want to send me something, dudes, I'm up for it. You guys just do that. So anyway, last night was an historical moment. God, I hate when people say "and" before historical. Last night was a historical moment for the United States. We have impeached a third president. That's right. So for the third time we've had a president impeached. For the second time in my lifetime, it has happened in front of me. And for the first time, it was a Republican. It's weird. Republican got impeached. I guess things eventually always turn around, don't they? So listen, there's a lot to talk about here, and let me lay this out for you. I'm not here to argue over whether it was a legitimate impeachment. Whether you think it is or it is not, there's nothing I can say or do to change your mind. Look, I pay attention. I know what's going on. I know what you guys think. If you think he should have been impeached, then there's nothing I can do. If you think he should not have been impeached, there's nothing I can do. But what I can do is prepare you for what is coming or is really likely to come. Okay, so I can't say for sure, but you know, historically speaking, I can see what should come next. Now, I've been paying attention to politics for 30 plus years, and I mean seriously paying attention to politics at a much higher level than most people. And, you know, a lot of the people who have gotten into politics because of Trump don't have a lot of experience to lay back on. So a lot of the things that they're taking very seriously today are going to get washed out over the years. And also, knowing how politics work, it doesn't matter what we say about Donald Trump today. It doesn't matter whether he should or should not have been impeached. What's going to happen is that the school system, which is decidedly leftist, is going to rewrite today in a different way than it is, regardless of how it is. That is, your grandchildren and their grandchildren are going to learn that Donald Trump was an evil man, he was a bad man, and he was rightfully impeached. It doesn't matter what the truth is. That's what your kids are going to learn. That sucks, but it's the reality we live in, and that's why we need to educate our kids, and we need to get them involved in politics so that when they get older, they can see the lies and they can recognize the failures of our education system. But that's a different argument. By the way, I'm not making fun of teachers. I love teachers. It's the system itself that is so horribly skewed. So, that said, what's going to happen next? What happens now that Donald Trump has been impeached? Well, I'm going to establish something for you, okay? You know that when elections come around, of the 100% of people who vote, 40% of them are going to come to the polls no matter what, and they're going to vote for Republicans. 40% are going to come to the polls no matter what, and they're going to vote for Democrat. But what there's always in these polls is a gap of 20% in the middle of people who need motivation to vote. That is to say, we could all pretty much agree that we're split in half right now. That is, half of the country, half of the United States are people who will, you know, support Republicans over Democrats, and the other half will support Democrats over Republicans just inherently. But that middle section, sometimes these are people who are, you know, they think of themselves as conservatives or right-wingers or whatever, but they're just not motivated to show up and vote. And that's where the big problem happens, is these people that, okay, well, I think that Trump's generally right. I think Republicans are generally right, and I don't like what the Democrats doing, but man, I have to be at work today, and I can't afford to take time off to go to the polls. That's what happens. Or, well, I've got a family issue I need to deal with, and the elections don't matter to me anyway, so I'm not going to go. So what has to happen for one side or another to win is motivation to vote. And how is motivation best harnessed? Anger. Look, you may think that politics is about policies, is about ideology, is about, left versus right, or socialism versus liberty, or some skewed version of something in there. That might be what politics is about, but that's not what elections are about. Elections are about motivation. It's about getting people out there, getting people to take time out of their days and their lives and their livelihoods to go cast a vote for the guy that, they want to win. So now we're talking about what motivates elections. Anger motivates better than complacency. Always. People who are not angry are not motivated. Look, let's do it this way. Today, if you are a Republican, how do you feel? Raise your hand. Yeah. Are you angry? Are you pissed? Are you all over Facebook telling all kinds of things and getting just mad at everybody, and you're just like, oh, this is crap, this is nonsense, this isn't real, it was a farce, it wasn't a real election. Is that what you're doing today? Yeah, it is. If there was an election tomorrow, would you go vote? Of course you would. You'd be eager. It wouldn't matter if your wife is having your first child tomorrow. You will say, look, honey, you're going to have to faster because I have got to get to the polls. I'm going to go vote. And if you're not done, I'm doing it anyway. And I'll cast one for you and the kid. That's what would happen. People would jump over every hurdle. They would climb mountains and they would cross oceans to vote when they're angry about what has been happening. But if you're a Democrat today, how are you feeling? Huh? I can tell you how you're feeling like this. You're like, yeah, dude, that was good. We got him. we won. Vindication. You feel vindicated, right? Well, guess what vindication does not do? It does not motivate. Nobody who's vindicated has ever been motivated to do something. They just go, yeah, we won. Yeah, I might get out and vote. I might go to the park, man, play some ball. I'm in a good mood. Things are going great. It's a beautiful day. Hey, what happens? Well, the people who are angry win. And that's how it has always happened. Every election has been won by anger. That's all. So if you've ever heard the old saying, it's the economy, stupid, no. It's only the economy, stupid, when the economy is bad and it's angering people. But when people aren't angered by the economy, then they find some other motivating anger to be angered by, and they act on that. So the economy is irrelevant. And let's face it, Trump didn't win because of the economy, because the economy had improved dramatically under the Obama / Republican administration. Yes, Republicans were running things by the time Obama got finished, and things were looking better. So that's irrelevant. They didn't vote for Obama or Clinton or Trump or any of these people because of the economy. They voted for him because they were angry. So now we have this problem. Now we're looking at today, okay, if the election was tomorrow, who would win? Does anybody think that the Democrats would win tomorrow? Raise your hand. Not I. I don't. Nope. Nobody thinks the Democrats would win tomorrow. Why? Because the Republicans are pissed. They're out for blood. But this isn't over. It's not over. We still have months and months of Senate hearings for, to go through all this nonsense with that side. And at the end of that, everybody who thinks Donald Trump is going to get convicted, raise your hand. Democrats too, raise your hands. I don't see any hands. Not one. Not one. You could ask anybody in the world if they think Donald Trump's going to get convicted by Senate, and everybody who has a reasonable touch of sanity to them is going to be like, oh God, no. The Republicans are not going to convict him. And the Senate they just don't have the votes for the Democrats. So what do you think's going to happen? Trump's going to get exonerated, right? And it's going to happen right before the election. And what does that mean? So that feeling you have today, I'm talking to you Republicans, that feeling you have today where you would cross oceans and climb mountains to get your vote cast tomorrow, that is the feeling the Democrats are going to have when the Republicans exonerate Trump. That is the motivation they're going to have next year when it's election time and they need to get to the polls. Next year, a Democrat's going to be like, those stupid Republicans, they just don't follow rules, and we're just going to get out there and we're going to vote them, and I'm sorry, honey, you're going to have to faster because I'm going to vote. That's what's going to happen. And where are Republicans going to be? I'm not talking about the 40% on each end. They're going to be there no matter what. I'm talking about the people who might or might not show up. Where's their motivation coming from? Dude, they'll feel exonerated. They'll be like, yeah, this whole farce was just a joke. It's over. He wasn't convicted. No big deal. We're good. And they're not, okay, well, honey, let's go ahead and have our baby. Trump's exonerated. We're happy. Vindication does not motivate. And next year, when the table has turned, and it's the Republicans who are celebrating and the Democrats who are furious, what does that mean for the election? I know what you're saying because you are so convinced that Trump's the most popular guy in the world because you like him. The reality is that Trump has never been popular. He didn't win the popular vote against the most vile woman who has ever entered politics, arguably in a tie with Nancy Pelosi. And I don't mean to insult either one of you. If you're watching this, you have insulted yourselves. You're both really awful people. You are. I'm sorry. No offense. Okay, offense. You're awful people. But that's irrelevant. Trump couldn't beat Hillary in a popular vote. He got lucky to have eked through with the Electoral College. So, now, if the Democrats, if it weren't for what happened last night, if the Democrats ran somebody against Trump who, Tulsi Gabbard, somebody like that who's doesn't sound like a lunatic, which a Democrat that doesn't sound like a lunatic is kind of hard to find, but if they did, they'd eat Trump alive. They'd eat him alive, popularity-wise. And there's a certain point where the popularity overcomes the Electoral College. It could get ugly. So what do I suggest? What do I think you should do? Well, the reason Republicans have been getting less and less popular over the last 2.5, 3 years is because, Trump and his supporters are kind of douchebags. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. I know, you got butthurt, didn't you? I didn't mean to butthurt you. But, how have you been acting? How have you been acting? I see it on Facebook. You don't have to tell me, 2 people have been watching you, me and Santa. And we both know that you're picking on the left. You're going winning all the time, and you're bragging about things, and Trump's the greatest president in history, and this is a big farce, and all these things that you're saying. You're being combative with people who don't care. And if you're combative with the people who don't care, then you're pushing them away. And you're not helping Trump gather anything in that middle 20%. It's not going to do you well. Perhaps, maybe I'm crazy, perhaps try bringing people into the tent instead of telling everybody who's not in the tent that they're stupid for not being in it. Don't say, hey, you're an idiot for standing in the rain. Say, hey, man, it's not raining under here and you're looking wet and I feel bad for you. Dude, why don't you come in? You see what I'm saying? Maybe we should try that tactic if you want Trump to win. Just throwing that out there. All right, so point is, I know I pissed off everybody. I'm good at that. I piss off people on both sides because what do I stick to? The truth, reality, and the Constitution. And there hasn't been a politician in history who does that. So, thanks again for coming to my channel. Sorry about my microphone. I'm having problems. Again, I'm poor. You guys can help me out. And come back. I've got stuff about minimum wage that's going to make the left go crazy. They're just going to piss them right off. I've got, I can't even tell you some of the great things that are coming. So you guys hang tight. Keep watching. I'll see you soon. I love you.
You heard a while, but that's just what people do. The theory is you always find somebody new. I guess there was a